All right, Ragers. I have a special treat for you today. We're going to do some educational stuff. We're going to take it back to the old school. We're going to learn something today. Anyhow, here at the this is called Wright-Patterson Air Force Museum, and it is the largest Air Force base in America. I've got my wonderful tour guides with me today. Are we going on this side?
This way.
Okay.
We'll come back to it.
Okay. Let me get in front. You narrate from behind. Here we go. Okay, I had to. They have Wi-Fi here. I had to connect to that.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. OMG.
Like all day, so no rush to stream. Nothing yet. We're gonna go in and take a right.
Okay. Okay.
They've got a few planes too.
Oh my God, this is so cool. Oh my God, it's amazing.
As opposed to the Pistons one like this, they all come in.
I want the tour.
Well, I was just telling her radial engines.
Radial
you hear
engines?
people talk about radial engines. This is a radial engine. The cylinders come in radially around the combustion chambers. As opposed
And can you
to,
define radial for those who did not graduate high school?
Comes from radius. Radius is coming
Meaning
from
circular?
From the, well, correct. It's coming from radially means from the outside in towards the center.
Okay.
As opposed to an inline like this one right here. These are actually all coming in towards the center.
Okay, so radial,
And if I remember right,
inline.
there's a more consistent torque band, and there's technical reasons why they're better for aircraft. And I don't remember what that is off the top of my head. But
This is inline.
yeah, these are more
This is inline.
conventional.
This is inline. This
Technically
is
not
radial.
all inline, but
This is inline.
right, like this would be a V. Like a V6.
Oh my
would be
God, look at this. This is
I
amazing.
think that's a sock with camel. Like Snoopy.
It's
No,
what?
This is a bomber. This is a bomber. They have like this.
This
like
is
Snoopy.
called the Fiat
Yeah,
H12.
That's the engine.
Oh, okay. But this is the plane.
Because it's actually like a...
That's an early bomber.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an
It's
early
huge.
bomber.
Look at the gun right there.
But they have like Snoopy, the sock with camel.
Uh-huh.
They have that. And the Red Baron's triplane.
Uh-huh.
We've got one of those here too. That looks like a right there.
Yeah.
Here's where they were doing their testing and stuff here at Huffman Field. The Wright brothers. That's like here somewhere. That's where they did all their testing, was at Huffman Field.
Look. Visit Huffman Prairie Gate. Yeah, it's here. Yay. Yeah, I'm always on the road until I figure out where I'm gonna land. My credit went to shit again, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to even get an apartment again right now. No, it's streaming.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, my credit went to shit again because I maxed out my credit cards in DC. And it's probably unlikely that I can even fucking rent an apartment anywhere. So now I need to consider, I don't know, if I'll fucking sleep in a van or something. I don't fucking know. So yeah, I'm on the road until I find a place that I can call home. But I'm having a lot of fun and hanging out with a lot of amazing people. Well, not really. The ones I'm with right now are amazing. The last couple people I've been hanging out with were complete fucking losers. So that is the problem when you're the When you're the popular girl, everyone wants to hang out with you, and not everyone has your best interest at heart. Been dealing with that my whole fucking life. Everyone wants to abuse my compassion. Take, 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 take. Never want to give. Fucking psychic vampires and parasites all around me. Except for now. I'm going to have to be a lot more... Exactly. I'm just going to have to be super picky about who I hang out with. And my problem is I'm too fucking friendly. I'm too friendly. And I need to stop being so damn friendly. I'm a badass and I need to be around other badasses. Hello, honey. It's time for me to stop feeling sorry for losers who make bad life choices and start hanging out with people who are driven, motivated, responsible, and integrous. Like the ones I'm with right now. I'm with a beautiful family right now. They're so cool. I don't know what that is. A wind tunnel. I miss Sarah. Oh. Look. Talking about... Look, got a swastika. See, it's not really racist. A lot of people all over the world use that symbol. Not just the Nazis. Isn't this so cool? Wait till I'm about to look up. All right. 3, 2, 1. Boom! Inline engine. So now we've learned about inline and radial. I should hold back from my tour guide. Asia has the same, yeah, it means peace. Yeah, there you go. See? Not everything is what people say it is, you know? Well, that's the thing, honey. It's like it's easy to think someone's cool when you first meet them, but it takes time to get people. That's why this is why I never fall in love quickly, you know, except for my Florida guy. I don't fall in love quickly. It takes, you know, even with friendships, with work relationships. I can't tell you how many times I've had a great interview, took the job, and a week later, I'm like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? These people are crazy, right? We all go through that, right? Ooh, cool. All right, it takes time to get to know people. And my theory is that it's like anybody, like this is why I don't like talking on the phone with people. I'd rather hang out in person. Because it's like you could talk on the phone with somebody for months and months and months, and all you know of that person is what they're telling you. But until you see someone in like multiple scenarios, different circumstances, all the things that truly matter, you can't figure them out, you know? So for example, someone's problem-solving skills, someone's ability to have integrity, someone's ability to tell the truth when it's uncomfortable. How do you act when things don't go your way? How do you act when someone says no to you and you don't get what you want? Those are the things in life that matter to me. How do you deal with conflict? How do you troubleshoot? You know, where's your critical thinking skills at? Like, that's what matters to me, you know? Not how great you think you are on the phone. Like, no, none of that matters. Okay. Hold on. Our tour guide is discussing things. We need to get educated. Sorry, I went on a little rant.
Right.
Oh, keep talking.
Oh, I was telling her about the machine gun up there. They initially had
Oh,
a,
right. Oh, let
yeah,
me see. Hold on. Let me zoom in. Go ahead.
they initially had a problem shooting the propellers. So the first way to solve that problem was they wrapped copper
You guys see it?
around the prop where the bullet would hit, so it wouldn't damage the wooden prop. But eventually would shoot through it. So that wasn't a great solution. And then somebody got smart and they actually put a chain and a gear mechanism that when the prop was in front of the barrel, it would actually lock it out. So it would fire in between the props. But that took about like a year for them to figure out how to do that well. So I was telling her that the first planes were for observation only. And they would spot, enemy troop movements, emplacements, things like that, command centers. And then the pilots started shooting each other with their pistols. Because you'd have each side's observation planes doing this, and at first it was like all chivalry, like the early days they would wave at each other.
So it'd be like a duel in the air?
Well, initially they just waved at each other. It was a thing. The pilots were haughty toddy, and they didn't do
Kind of like
simple
motorcycle
combat
riders
stuff.
do now.
A little bit. It was just one of those things where they would like literally wave at each other, and then somebody said, "This is fucking stupid. You need to be killing that guy." So they started shooting each other. And of course, pistols are pretty ineffective in aircraft. So then they started carrying rifles, and then they started mounting machine guns. And it just evolved from there. It's like the first bombs. They literally had like large grenades, like mortar shells, and they would drop them over the side. That was the first bombs. But yeah, the first pilots would wave at each other as they went by. 'Cause they were non-combatants and they were pilots, and they didn't do such barbaric things as combat. That didn't last long.
They were like the white collar.
Yeah.
Radial, right? Radial.
Yep.
Okay, all right, we're learning.
Pictures of
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Love and Life. I appreciate that, honey. Appreciate that. Today we're having educational day on Red Pill Rage, okay? We're all gonna learn some good stuff. And we got a wonderful tour guide here.
Squadron Lafayette.
Sure, one of them.
The United States first got into the World War One with basically a volunteer unit. The United States wasn't in the war, but we sent a volunteer unit of pilots over. And that was like wasn't the AEF? I forget what they were called, but we flew with the French and the English for like a year before the United States actually officially joined the war.
You guys hear that? Learning stuff today. That must be Eugene. Black History Month. There's something for everyone. So you guys tell your kids to stop doing essays on Rosa Parks and find out that there's more than Rosa Parks in the world who's like done stuff. Well, I know somebody who wants that flag.
It's harder to come down through there, whereas Belgium, it's all flat, so they can go right through. So that's why they always go through Belgium. Yeah, it was the like American Expeditionary Force or something.
Stirring. Is this the communication tools here?
No. This is mostly training equipment, looks like. Practice bomb. That's a camera.
Practice bomb?
Yeah, clay practice bomb. Because they would literally drop them over the side. That was the first bomb.
Just drop them over the
They
side?
literally picked them up and dropped them over the side of the plane. That was the first bombers, yeah.
Is this a camera?
Looks like it.
Godsport 2. No, that's this one over here.
It doesn't say it. That's a camera. I know that's
It totally looks like a camera.
Yeah. This is all about the training and stuff like that. But
Gun camera. Look. This is the negative right here.
that
Look.
may or may not be a gun camera. That was what they used to see if like you actually hit the plane you were shooting at. Yeah, camera. It's a gun camera. And I don't know if that's a gun camera or not, but that's what those negatives are.
It better be a gun camera.
Mm-hmm.
Radial. Guys, see that? Radial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the first drone.
You know who that is, right? Von Richthofen? Yeah. It's the Red Baron, the real one.
Oh, shit. All right.
Von Richthofen.
Richthofen?
Von Richthofen.
Von Richthofen. The leading ace of all nations during World War I was Baron Manfred von Richthofen, the famous Red Knight of Germany. Although he scored most of his 80 victories while flying the Albatross fighter, he is more closely associated with the Fokker Doctor 1 triplane, the type plane he flew during the latter part of his combat career. The Baron was shot down and killed on April 21st, 1918, several miles east of Amiens, France. His death started one of the greatest controversies in aviation history. Although his drowning was officially credited to Captain Roy Brown, a Canadian flying I can't pronounce that, camels with the RAF, some historians claim he was shot down by Australian ground troops. So now we know. Now we know. Learn something. Now when you hear about the Red Baron, now you know who they're talking about. See? Von Richthofen. Australia in the house.
Sopwith is the manufacturer. That's the company. This is an actual Sopwith camel.
Oh, I totally couldn't pronounce it. Sopwith?
Sopwith.
I was okay.
It's the manufacturer.
I was trying to pronounce it without the P.
Nope, that's Sopwith.
Sopwith.
That's what Snoopy fights.
That's
the
what
Red
Snoopy
Baron.
flew.
Oh.
That's the only reason I know that plane.
Right? Snoopy. For the Snoopy fans out here, this is the Sopwith camel. Thank you, Wandering. I mean, We do educational stuff. I don't just talk shit and talk politics. We try to do educational stuff on this channel as well. I like to learn. I've always been that way. This is linear engine, right? We're learning the difference between linear and radial. You keep leaving me out of the good commentary.
Up there,
Uh-huh.
that's what the Red Baron flew.
Yeah. Von Richthofen.
Richthofen. Yeah, that's what he flew. With the 3 wings, it's a tri-wing.
Oh, that's okay. It said that. I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, it's a tri-wing.
But it says on there it was a triplane.
Yeah.
But plane meaning axis.
Well, biplane, 2 wings. Triplane, 3 wings.
No, got it.
Yeah.
All right. Got it.
That was the only triplane that was actually used. I mean, they tested others, but that was the only one ever actually used.
Oh, look, this one has a sight on it.
Yeah.
The top.
SPAD, these were really popular. They were one of the better ones. And actually, one of the first American squadrons, they had the hat that was kind of became our thing because it had a hat and a ring because we threw our hat in the ring. So it was hat and a ring, and that was like what the squadron was called. One of the first ones. Yeah, hat and a ring. There you go. That's what I was talking about.
Squadron emblems of World War I. During World War I, U.S. Army aviation squadrons received formally assigned numeric designations. Each numbered squadron was permitted to select its own insignia, a practice shared by the French and British. These special emblems fostered camaraderie and gave each squadron its unique identity. A selection of prominent American squadron emblems from World War I is illustrated above. Unit insignia were commonly painted on squadron aircraft. The emblem of the 94th Aero Squadron, with its distinctive hat in the ring design, is reproduced on the museum's SPAD 8, which is the one we just looked at right here. That's 13. I can't even. Oh my God. I'm just brain dead. Okay, 13. SPAD 13. Thank you. Okay. This aircraft is accurately painted in the colors of America's highest scoring WW1 ace, Captain Edward V. Rickenbacker. The U.S. Air Force inherited this proud tradition and continues to mark many operational aircraft with unique squadron emblems today. And those are the squadron emblems. Or examples of them, I should say. Or the ones they used before. And there's the hat and the ring.
And Rickenbacker Airport is in our backyard.
And Rickenbacker Airport is also in what? Columbus, Ohio. So now you know.
About a half a mile away from it.
Really?
Yeah. Remember I told you
This really is like the aviation capital, right?
It really is. Yeah, remember I said there were planes landing all the time? That's Rickenbacker right next to us. Eddie Rickenbacker was a very famous pilot from World War I. I think he was the most successful U.S. pilot during the war.
That's what it said.
Yeah.
On the whatchamacallit. Okay, linear. We got linear here. Right? Linear?
Inline.
Inline, sorry. Look at that.
No, the bug never saw combat.
Yeah, I knew they tested them. I didn't know if they ever used them. Essentially like a kamikaze drone. It would fly to a certain point and then just drop in. It's essentially a flying bomb, and it would just fall in.
It looks like one, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's basically what it is.
It looks like a torpedo. How would they control it though?
It wasn't. It basically, they would just aim it towards a target and set a distance.
And just launch it?
It would, yeah, and it would basically stabilize itself and go straight.
Okay.
It wouldn't turn, it would just stay straight. It was tested here. Again, a lot
It
of
does look like a
technology.
dragonfly, huh? Yep.
This area was kind of the Silicon Valley at that time.
Mm-hmm.
The Dayton area, Kettering, and specifically, it was considered Silicon Valley in the early 20th century. So a lot of technology that kind of stuff was going on here.
In line. In line. In line. Look at this. I'm losing my tour guide. I keep walking the wrong way.
English stuff.
Any relation to the bear? The Flanders Red? I'll have to check that later.
Possible. There's the hat in the ring flag.
Again, yeah, hat in the ring, huh?
And then you,
Here it is again, hat in the ring. SPAD 13.
everybody was like they were pulling off this frolicking in poppy fields. Not fun puppies. Opium is derived from puppies. That was actually a secret. There was one of speakers who were deep on the sleep. He was high.
Hey now. That is, it is nice, huh? Look at this one.
I don't know. I haven't seen those for thousands, so I haven't either, but I kind of.
We're having fun, huh, Ragers? We're learning shit. Ooh, this one looks mean. Yeah, this hat in the ring seems to be a recurring theme here. This thing's huge. I think this one right here is the biggest one so far. Hey, Stewie. Yeah, we're learning today. We're having educational day.
The center of gravity is the wings. All right. If you put an extra person, if the plane is balanced and you put a person in the back, you're gonna fuck up the balance, and it's gonna be tail heavy, and you're gonna be flying like this the whole time. You're gonna fly like shit. And you're gonna not have. It's not gonna be efficient. So the pilot always stays in the back, and a passenger and/or any cargo would go up by the wings because it's right where the center of gravity is. So it will pull it straight down, so the plane will stay balanced. So the pilot's always going to be in the back, and any additional weight, cargo, guns, ammunition, all that kind of shit's going to be close to the wings.
You guys hear that? If you graduated high school, remember physics, remember center of gravity? That's what we're talking about here. This is cool right here. The interwar years. Now this one is the first one I've seen that has the gun in the back. See it. Let me zoom in so you guys can see it better. All right, this is fun, right? Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Actually got the position of back for the gunner in the
Right,
back.
I saw that when we were walking
Yeah.
the other way around.
I don't know what that is. The little prop?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's like a speed sensor.
Indiana Jones would have shot the tail off of that.
this is one of the early purpose-built bombers when they first started actually making a proper bomber aircraft. This is what they came up with, and they worked.
It's
bicycle.
huge.
It's literal bicycle technology at the time, but
I know, it's huge.
yeah, it was just a scaled-up version of the reconnaissance planes. That there really weren't too many like dedicated fighters just yet. But there's Rickenbacker.
There it is. Captain Edward V. Rickenbacker. Captain Edward Rickenbacker of Columbus, Ohio, was a famous race car driver before the United States' entry into World War I. As the United States prepared to send troops to Europe, Rickenbacker was offered a position as General Pershing's chauffeur. He accepted and enlisted into the U.S. Army. Soon after arriving in France, Rickenbacker transferred to the Air Service and learned to fly. He then was made an engineering officer because of his great knowledge of gasoline engines. As the first U.S. pilots prepared to leave for the front, Rickenbacker asked to go with them. Major Carl Spaatz approved the request, and Rickenbacker joined the 94th Aero Squadron, where he proved to be an exceptional fighter pilot. Rickenbacker rose to command the 94th Aero Squadron and became the leading U.S. ace of World War I with 26 confirmed victories. His most remarkable action came on September 25, 1918, as Rickenbacker patrolled alone near Billy, France. He spotted a group of 7 enemy aircraft, and despite the strength of their numbers, boldly attacked and shot down 2 of them. President Herbert Hoover awarded Rickenbacker the Medal of Honor in 1930 for his aggressiveness in that action. Rickenbacker went on to become an aviation executive, and he advised the U.S. Army Air Forces in World War II. He died in 1973 and is buried at Green Lawn Cemetery in Columbus, Ohio. How about that? And there's some more pictures of him. All right, guys, so we've learned radial and inline. We learned about the camel something. We learned about Rickenbacker. We learned about, the Red Baron. We're learning all kinds of stuff. Hey, Josephina. Well, you guys know I'm an Air Force brat, right? Integrity first, service before self, excellence in everything, right? That's how we do things. We have higher standards. People make fun of us, Air Force people. Not that I am, but my parents are. But people make fun of the Air Force, but, we're the classy ones, right? Oh, nice. Oh, look at that. Wait, save it for the camera. Please.
I'm just saying this is a proper bomber as time went on. They've got the glass down here on the bottom, so they've got an aiming sight.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's see-through.
Back there to make sure the bomb actually came off the way it was
right
supposed
there.
to.
You guys see? All right, that's it. And then there's the bomb, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And the little propeller on the front of the bomb. That's to arm it. It won't arm. Like if the plane crash landed or something like that, the fuse wouldn't be ready to go. But when they dropped the bomb, they would release some type of a lock mechanism, and I don't know how they had it set up, but it would basically allow those little propellers on the bomb to spin, and after they spin, they rotated a certain number of times. It would arm the bomb.
Look, you can see the inside. Look, you guys see the inside? Where's all the sexy ladies painted on the plane? Well, we'll get to that. And these are inline engines, right? Inline.
Actually, they're
What?
I don't know the generic term for non-inline, because if you look, it's like a V, like you got your V6 and V8 engines.
Yeah.
So you've got them coming in like this. So if it's there's a term for it, and I don't know what it is. I'm not an engine expert, but it's not an inline. Inline's when they're actually straight, and it's not straight.
We're gonna get this right by the end of the day. Radial, inline, V. Okay. All right, let's show you this bad boy from the side. It's huge. Look how big this is. All right, and see, we got another little, it looks like that's a little gunner right there. Place for a gunner, I hope. Does it say how many pounds the bombs were? I will go check. Let's go look. Let me go read. I'll be happy to answer your questions. This is fun. Look, see, we're having, it's all interactive. This is why Red Pill Rage is the best. You're not going to get this on, Brandon Tatum's not going to do this for you guys. Candace Owen ain't going to do this for you. I will. Okay? This is why my channel is the best. I know it's arrogant, but it's true. Okay, 1 second. Let me look. Give me a second, guys. Okay, look. Okay, so armament is 5 30 caliber machine guns and a maximum 3,000 pound bomb load. So I don't know if this is 3,000 pounds. It doesn't look like it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. But it was maximum 3,000 pounds. So the most it could carry is a 3,000 pound bomb. Okay? I hope that answers your question. We're going to figure this out, guys. We're learning together, right? We learn together. Okay, what kind of engine is this? Radial, inline, V. Right?
It doesn't say, unfortunately.
Radial.
All the others it says, and then it doesn't say nothing.
Well, we're just going to call it V until we learn otherwise.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Inline, right?
I believe so, yeah. No.
It's a V.
It's upside down.
Oh, see, they tricking us. That's a V. Oh, you guys are gonna like this one. You're gonna love this one. Wait for it, wait for it. Boom. That's right. Who's the best YouTuber on YouTube? I am. I am.
Mail service, the faster the better.
Right.
And they went from, 75 and 100 miles an hour to 400 miles an hour.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gyrocopter. Auto gyro. It's weird. These turn, but not like a helicopter. They don't turn very fast.
Mm-hmm.
And they can take off really, really short. I mean, they roll like 50 feet and take off almost like a helicopter. It's kind of a weird contraption.
This is American?
I don't know. Could be, probably. It's called a rotary wing. Is what it is.
All right, today we
wing,
learned what a
it's a rotary wing.
Rotary wing.
Helicopters are considered rotary wing also, but they're not auto gyros. They're different. If you see a video, you'll understand. Because this only turns like maybe a couple hundred RPM. It's not like a helicopter. It turns very slow.
So it doesn't fly high?
Oh, it can fly high. It uses them more for lift, like a wing, as opposed to a helicopter, which uses them strictly for lift. It's kind of like a hybrid between an aircraft, like a plane, and a helicopter. Like I said, they're weird. They never really caught on.
All right, today we've learned about rotary wings. Yeah, I want to see a video of what this looks like when it flies. Yeah, I'm about to show you guys something that's going to blow your mind. This is the best paint job in here, okay? It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Look at this. This baby is beautiful. Let's find out what it's called. It reminds me, it's very like cartoony, the way that it looks, but I like it. This is called a P-26A pea shooter. The P-26A marked a significant step in the evolution of fighter aircraft. It became the U.S. Army Air Corps' first all-metal monoplane fighter in regular service. Okay, monoplane. Let's find out what that means. Affectionately nicknamed the pea shooter by its pilots, the P-26A could fly much faster in level flight than the Air Corps' older wood and fabric biplane fighters. The P-26 also had a higher landing speed. Although not initially delivered with wing flaps, P-26As were later fitted with them to reduce landing speeds. I'm sorry. I'm really not my brain is all fucked up right now. Sorry, guys, if I can't read. I did graduate high school, however, okay? Trust me, I graduated high school. I can read. Even with its monoplane design and all-metal construction, the pea shooter retains some traditional features, such as an open cockpit, fixed landing gear, external wing bracing. Sorry, guys, thank you. Well, I'm also wearing a mask, and it's like impeding my lips right now from speaking. External wing bracing. The P-26A became the latest Air Corps fighter to have these obsolete characteristics. The first of 3 prototypes P-26 flew in March 1932. After purchasing these aircraft, the Air Corps ordered a total of 111 of the production version, the P-26A, and 25 of the later B and C models. Boeing delivered the first P-26As to the Air Corps in December of 1933. The P-26 remained the Air Corps' frontline fighter until 1938, when the Curtiss P-36A and the Seversky P-35 began to replace it. The P-26 also flew in foreign air forces. In 1934, Boeing sold an export version to the Chinese, who flew it in combat against the Japanese. Oh, so we gave them our shit, huh? It's not the first time we gave them our shit. In 1941, the Philippine government employed the then obsolete P-26 against the Japanese in a futile effort. This P-26A reproduction is painted to represent the commander's aircraft of the 19th Pursuit Squadron, 18th Pursuit Group, stationed at Wheeler Field in Hawaii in 1938. And then there's the specs. Ooh. So yeah, I knew it was too pretty to be real. It's a reproduction, but that's okay. Hey, and what kind of engine is this? Radial. Cyclone engine. Look at that. So I'm guessing the gunner was in front and the pilot's in back, right?
There was a gunner up here, but he was also the bombardier. He was actually, that's where he was using his sight to drop the bombs. When he wasn't dropping bombs, he was manning the gun if need be.
This is called the Martin B-10. What does monoplane mean?
One wing.
One wing?
One wing.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, as opposed to the biplane. With
So
two
we
wings.
got the tri-wing, we got the bi-wing, and the mono wing.
Right.
Got it. All right.
I was just telling her that
For if
in
you guys
the 1920s, as the engines evolved and got better, they went back to a single wing. Actually, they went to a single wing because they could get enough lift that they needed for the aircraft out of a single wing with less drag. Because they had enough power, now they needed more efficiency. So they went back to a single wing. They got away from the biplanes and went back to the single wings. And you won't see biplanes anymore other than for like exhibition stuff and things like that. Because it provides everything you put out into the airflow produces drag. So they needed the lift because they didn't have a lot of power in the first place early on. So they used bi-wings biplanes and triplanes. But as they got more power, they didn't need all that. So they could get enough lift out of a single wing.
And is this the first single wing?
I don't know that it's the first one, but one's obviously pretty early. Yeah, that's a glider, actually. I don't see any engine on it at all.
Okay.
But we're up into like the 1930s at this point. So
Let's see what this beautiful, beautiful baby is called right here. This is the... Okay, so the glider here is called the SG-38, and this plane here is called the A-17. The A-17 series was a direct descendant of the pace-setting Northrop Gamma, made famous by aerial explorer Lincoln Ellsworth. It replaced the Curtiss A-8 and A-12 Shrike and was the last of the pre-war single-engine attack aircraft ordered into production by Army Air Corps. Caught in the pre-World War II doctrine that emphasized air superiority over ground support, the A-17 was never fully tested in peacetime exercises or in combat. Its fate was sealed in 1938 when the Army Air Corps determined that all future attack aircraft procured would be multi-engine models. Despite this handicap, the A-17's design and novel features such as split perforated flaps, you guys see that? Split perforated flaps. We're learning new things. Split perforated flaps. I know what perforated means because I work in the kitchen and we use perforated pans, right? Okay. Despite this handicap, the A-17's design and novel features such as split perforated flaps figured prominently in the success of a distinguished line of Douglas aircraft, including the Dauntless dive bomber and the post-World War II Sky Raider. The first 109 production A-17s featured fixed, partially enclosed landing gear. Okay. 129 A-17As configured with fully retractable landing gear and a more powerful engine followed between 1937 and 1938. The A-17A could lift over 1 ton of bombs. The bombs were carried on 4 external racks in an internal bomb bay that featured vertical chutes which held up to 20 30-pound fragmentation bombs. Okay, so you asked about the load before. Okay, so now we know this one can carry a lot more. I'm gonna guess 1 bomb went underneath there. Let's see. I guess these are the bombs that go in, and I'll get right back to that. Okay. Okay, let me get back to it, right? Where were we? The bombs were carried on 4 external racks and in an internal bomb bay that featured vertical chutes which held up to 20 30-pound fragmentation bombs. In addition to the bombs, the A-17A was armed with 4 forward-firing 30 caliber machine guns for strafing, and 1 flexible mounted 30 caliber gun in the rear cockpit for self-defense. So let's see if we can find it. Let's walk on the side.
An attack aircraft is for ground attack. That's for supporting troops on the ground and attacking things on the ground, not other aircraft.
Okay, let's see if we can find it. So like right above those dice. Okay. Oh, my guide left me. Okay. Okay. What is that? What kind of engine is that? I think that one is inline, right? Inline. Well, Bruno, welcome to the Air Force Museum. I'm happy you've joined me today. Okay, hold on. Save it for the camera.
The wire, it looks like a clothesline going across the back of it.
Yeah.
That's actually on this one, it's even coming out to the wings. That's the radio antenna.
Oh, for Okay,
Yeah,
so there's
for
the comm
communications.
department.
Yeah, the radios were pretty bad back then, so they would have these little struts sticking up, and they would have the wire either go back to the tail or something like that, and that was the radio antenna on the planes.
Okay. We've heard of the BT-1000s. Here is a BT-14, North American NA-64. Hey, representing Ohio. All right, guys, I'm almost done here. This is the last one we're gonna look at, and then we're gonna go to the other side. I'm gonna end the live.
Oh, it's a Hawker Hurricane.
Predecessor of what?
Spitfire.
Spitfire?
Yeah, the profile is very similar on the nose.
Everyone be good. We're in class right now. We're learning stuff. The Hawker Hurricane. From May to August 1941, the number 71 Squadron flew the Hawker Hurricane MK-LLA aircraft like the one displayed. The Hawker Hurricane was one of the most famous British fighters in World War II. The prototype was first flown in November 1935, and the first production aircraft made its initial flight in October 1937. Within a matter of weeks, Hurricanes were being delivered to their operational squadrons by the time war broke out in September 1939, and the RAF, remember, we learned about the RAF, had taken delivery of about 500 Hurricanes as production continued. Shout out to the British. Jenny loves you. Tell Tommy Robinson I said what's up. Okay, Patriot. What? Getting love from England. These are your people. These are your people. I'm sorry, excuse me. I didn't mean to get in front of you. Okay, that was fun.
Are you familiar with the Battle of Britain?
Huh?
Are you familiar with the Battle of Britain?
No. Let's talk about it.
Hitler had the idea, it was basically his version of I'll bomb them into the Stone Age.
Right.
The Germans never developed good techniques for like landing.
You mean the Blitzkrieg?
No.
Okay.
No, that was the Lightning War. That was their ground attack. But Hitler got the idea, since he probably wasn't going to be able to do a ground invasion of England, that he would bomb them into submission. It was his version of we'll bomb them into the Stone Age. And I think it lasted about 3 or 4 months, and it was just a constant campaign of heavy bombing, as much bombing as he could do of like London, like directly onto one. He was bombing not military targets, but the city at large. And the British fought back like much better than anybody ever thought they would, and actually ended up crippling the German Air Force in the process, and pretty much put a stop to any significant bombing by the Germans, by plane anyway. Now later on they used their bloody nose, but they, it was the proverbial under David and Goliath kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I heard. But it's just, it seemed like it was both ways, but.
A little bit, but
Yeah.
the Germans, they had superior aircraft, superior numbers, superior pilots, the whole 9 yards, and the British managed to hang on, and it inflicted heavy losses on the Germans in the meantime. And the Germans were resource starved almost the entire war, so every time they lost a plane, it was a big deal. Every time they lost a tank, it was a big deal because they didn't have the resources, because the United States was supplying England. They had resources coming out their ears. They had steel, they had copper for, wiring and engines and electric, and parts, the whole nine. They had everything from us.
And the Axis had nothing to spare.
Germany didn't have that. That was one of the things they were being choked off by us as much as possible. So